Thank you so much for staying tuned to this channel. If you just joined us, this is TMI Sunday's edition. We are here right now to take a look at, yes, talking about the delay in the signing of the open ban on open grazing in Edo State. The implication, because right now Edo State have been waiting to see if our beloved governor will follow suit. Yes, talking about ensuring the security of life and properties in Edo State. Don't forget the ugly incident that snatched the life of our beloved brother here, Olajide Sowore. May his soul find rest. And people have been talking about this. I don't be that this was signed into law. Maybe, just maybe, this might not have happened. That's what some parents are saying. While others are saying you just cannot heap the blame on the bill being delayed. After all, God is the one that's in charge of destiny of everyone. But some states, they'll put pen to paper and of course have been able to make it a law to ban open grazing, to the extent that a cattle breeder association, they're asking for time in Enugu. Give us time, please, to, pack our things to follow suit. But what is Edo State waiting for? These are questions burning in the hearts of so many Edo citizens. Me in the studio to talk about this. You get to hear put food on the table. You'll not hear about all these things happening. Join me to welcome Okoro Osaho Obaraye. Welcome to TMI on this edition. All right. Looking fine. Seriously? Are you sure about it, Obaraye? All right. Thank you. We're expecting the likes of Theodos Irabo and, of course, Barrister Robinson Ima. Do not forget to mention Stanley Usaze and some other guests if they can come around. Yeah, we're able to really ask them lots and lots of questions. There's two other guests. I wouldn't want to mention their name in case they don't come around. So let's just be like, let's leave it at that for now. Okay? All right. Obaraye. Some southern governors, the east and of course the west, they put pen to paper and they really fulfill their promise of signing the bill into law in their locality. All right? But for some others, they're like experiencing hitches. People have been asking questions. What is really happening? Come with the death of a reporter founder talking about Olajide Sowore. His brother was involved in that dastardly accident that claimed his life because of kidnappers and of course bandits. Take it up from there. What do you feel about all this?
Yeah, thank you so much, my brother. God bless you. I think this is a very vital and paramount issue for the very just now, speaking about the security situation in our state. Just yesterday, the younger brother to my friend Sowore Felix was gunned down by unknown gunmen at that arena I first discussed about some time ago. We have at the Ovias, where I also told you it's also a kidnapping den. So if the governor of the state or the security architecture of the state cannot open up to tell you that they already know that bandits are living there and performing what they do, that's a community of their own, I think we will be lying here, because this one is also coming, others have been reported and nothing has been done in that region. Taking that as a blueprint to start it, I think my big brother, the executive governor of Edo State, is not acting well for the very just now on this issue. The reason being because we've solicited, we've gone left and right to tell him he should have a government in place. If the way he has taken up the COVID-19 issue, the way he has released our threat on you must get yourself vaccinated, and it's the same way he has said if you also do this, this is what you are going to get in a on security issue, I think we will not be where we are for the very just now. So it's a very painful act that as we speak, our governor is toiling with what is already giving other governors that is even far better off a good faith by signing the law into book to stop all these people from parading themselves on the road as if nothing is happening. The governors that have done it now are more than the ones that have not done it. So it's so painful if at this point you are still playing politics with this type of serious issue. So I think it's high time the governor open up that on this security issue, this is what we need to do. Our friends and our younger ones, our brothers, our elder brothers that he has brought for the local vigilante, they are not being empowered. As we speak, the boys now that are in local vigilante, I'm not sure anyone has been paid. But what we've been hearing about is they are trying to keep them, they are trying to do whatever they want to do. So the governor should be serious about security because he's being paid hundreds of millions on this issue. He should open up and tell us. I think in the days of Oshobole, there was something like neighborhood watch. All right. But not even better this way. This structure is far better than what we once had before. Okay. But I think it will be so myopic for you to give a gun and legalize a gun for a man to stand on the street without making sure at the month ending that man gets something to put food on the table. All right, now you just don't know, Obara, we will come back to you shortly. We want to go for a break to make some adjustment. Do not go anywhere. This is TMI Sunday's edition. Do stay tuned. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Do have introduced him in absentia right now. He's here with us, a legal practitioner, a human rights activist, public affairs commentator. Join me to welcome Barrister Robinson Imade. It's been a while. Welcome to TMI. So this edition.
Thank you very much.
It's like you just went off the grid.
Well, it's difficult to cope in Nigeria. We just have to make two ends meet. I'm sorry I've been absent for a long time. Yeah. And I'm sorry for coming late. Good morning, viewer.
Okay, so we are taking a look at the delay in the signing of the bill into law, talking about the ban in open grazing. They've given a deadline ultimatum. Once it gets to this date in September, it will be signed. Some have done that already, but Edo State is still lagging behind. We heard the opening of Okoro Obara is saying that he's not really happy with the stand the governor is taking, knowing fully well that some of these governors that are not performing up to Obaseki in other areas, talking about our governors, but they're like, ahead of him in this regard because of the frequent clashes between farmers, herders, kidnappers, banditry, and the rest of them. What's your own view?
Well, on a personal note, I narrowly escaped bumping into a head of cattle recently on my way from my farm, just along the Auchi Benin Expressway. And I thought that was bad enough, especially as a resolution had been taken by not just Edo State, but all the southern states, which is made up of both the PDP and the APC governors. And I had thought when that decision was reached, although our governor was not physically present, I think his vice was there, that Edo State would be the first to enact that law. But to my chagrin, to my utmost disappointment, I do not even think that what is lagging behind is the signing in Edo State. I'm not so sure that the governor has forwarded the bill to the House of Assembly at all. And I won't know what that means, because he is sufficiently knowledgeable to know that even if you hold a contrary opinion in a meeting such as that, if the majority decides, that decision becomes binding on you. And any responsible person or member of such a group ought to fight for the implementation of the collective decision. To imagine that the deadline has elapsed, I think it has. They talk about
September 1st.
That we are still talking about it here is, to say the least, very disappointing. I would have thought that with all the intellectualism that we display, with all the boldness that we've shown, with all the ruggedness that we have displayed in fighting for what is right as determined by whoever is fighting now, the fight that the governor put forth to ensure that the will of the people reigns supreme as far as the attempt to impose a governor via the primaries of the APC is concerned, that things like this he will champion. I do not know how he will face Akeredolu in Ondo, our neighbor here, or how he will face Okowa in Delta State, our neighbor here, who, in my opinion, see him as a leading light. If you recall, he was made the chairman of the PDP registration committee. And to imagine that, I may be wrong, that he has not even forwarded a bid to the National Assembly in all this important matter is extremely disappointing. It's a show of shame. I will tell you another incident that happened only yesterday. In one of the urban settings, I was there to talk about land matter. You know, I'm a lawyer too. And I saw a community talking about their own pipeline. I don't want to specifically mention, but if I say pipeline in an urban local government on the Auchi Axis, you know the place. Reporting that they have no access to their homes, that the road was bad, that they could not even for a long time open their windows. And they were appealing to the traditional rulers there to look into the matter. And of course, the Hausa Fulani cattle breeders chairman and secretary were invited. I must say that I had maximum respect for the secretary, who apologized and promised that in 2 weeks they will ensure that the road was cleared, which means that it was not contestable that the road was blocked. Then, to my surprise, the chairman, who had remained quiet, almost like a white man, obviously a Fulani man, all through the period, rose to say that the 2 weeks may not be feasible. And the government, he has written to Governor Baseki to come and clean up the cattle market, they call it Kara, and nothing has been done. And until that was done, it was not guaranteeing that the road would be cleared. That was to bring about fracas, but it was insisted by those who were mediating that the 2 weeks given by the secretary of the group must be adhered to. The bottom line of this is that not enacting that law is an invitation to anarchy. We're already seeing people, cattle blocking the road. We are seeing the cattle breeders and owners already confronting the neighborhood where they exist and have taken over the roads. And we are still thinking that we want to play the good boy by not doing what has been collectively agreed to be done. It's shameful, it's disappointing, and even if he does it tomorrow, I don't think that will take away the shame and disappointment.
All right. Well, you've spoken at length. They say as long as you choose to act, there's no shame in it. You talked about your own encounter with the Breeders Association. We don't really want to associate cattle rearing and, business with only one tribe. That's why we don't really ascribe it to a particular tribe. Okay, we just call them headsmen without ascribing tribe to them for some reasons. All right. Obari, you heard by Sir Robinson Imade from his own experience, how he narrowly escaped, cattle and stuffs like that. With this delay, do you think that the governor, with due respect, is scared of anything or anyone? That is the reason why he's beginning to put pen to paper, because that is insinuation right now in public domain, that he's afraid.
No. The office of the governor is not supposed to be afraid. What he's doing is playing politics.
Playing politics.
Yes, 2023 is near. So they are looking for favor. Some want to go to Senate, some want to collect the vice presidential ticket, some want to become the next secretary of the federation. So dancing to the tune of those that are the power that be this time is what is the ball game. But forgetting that if the people don't choose you, no man chooses you. God will reject you. So my heart bleeds. I'm so happy too that my leader, my father here, as for the first time told same line with me that what is happening is not good. For the very first time, so I'm happy. I'm happy. So yes. He will always start to tell me about you are saying the truth, but no, there's no but. So I'm happy because this was like what we saw long ago. That what happened last year was let me fight and show these people my true color. I just told you when I started. I said the governor, if he has taken COVID issue, the way he's taking COVID now, it wasn't COVID that killed Felix Owowe yesterday. Neither was it COVID that kills people along the Auchi. Neither it was COVID that my leader here dodged as a personal experience. That was not COVID. Are you getting it now? I'm not trying to tell people that there's nothing like COVID. But we have more serious issue. You can quarantine yourself from COVID, but you cannot quarantine yourself against these X-Men. It's impossible. So even when you are hale and hearty, they fire you down just the way they did to Felix yesterday. So it's a very painful issue. I told you, I said, I follow Governor Obaseki online. You can do that yourself. On his issue, on his resolution, his condolence visit to Sowowe family. Read the comments. Don't just read and go through. You will see the feelings of people as in, is this the issue? So if it was not Sowowe, you won't come up to say something about it. So to me, the government would have also used this one to shine. Shining. It won't take you anything. Others have done it, just told the same line. Are you not going to make Edo State, if they go away from Delta now, they will come into Edo because it's a no man's land. Away from Ondo, where are they coming? Edo. And you know here is a transit point from the north to the south, east to west. So this is the place where it's supposed to first of all even emanate from to say we are stopping it. But what do we have at the end? A deadline was given, and today is about 4 days after the deadline. Then you want us to come here to tell you that we are working on it when the deadline has elapsed. If it was a week or 2 weeks ago, we would have said, okay, we pray it does not elapse. But now it has elapsed. You cannot beat a man and tell him after beating him not to cry. So it's also time a topic like this would have been up about a week or 2 ago as a reminder. I get it now. And this is where also trying to play the know-it-all syndrome comes in. I'm sure if we had a commissioner under the guise of maybe environment or anything, people would have run to that place to say this is what we need. But now there's nothing in place. What is in place now in Edo is COVID issue. My brother, there are more serious issues than COVID. I've told you, hunger kills more than COVID. A man that has COVID and hunger is attached to it, that's the end. But a man that has COVID and see good food when he's being quarantined, that is the end of COVID. So now the hunger COVID is as worst as anything. Now we've added the insecurity COVID. The X-Men COVID now is rampaging in Edo like never before. I also told you that they will come up with the issue of there is local vigilante. How can you tell me I have friends numerous as members of this group? Until date, they've not collected 5 naira from government. And they hold their guns and they buy bullets. They secure people. Will you now also, I'm sure you saw it on news about a week or 2 ago, that some of them were arrested for kidnapping. They already have the gun. And there's no more. So what also stopped the government after signing into law? Make these people answerable to whatever they do. Local vigilante will be giving you a stipend of 20,000, 15, 25,000 monthly as a startup. If this happens in your place, you will be swept up your feet. You won't be there again. And see them working. But what do we hear? We see everyday visitation, everyday meeting, everyday visual and audio. Nothing is happening physically. It's painful. We must tell ourselves the truth. How can somebody wait for the death of someone else's brother to know that bandit is at Ovia? Do you need to wait for that to have happened? They are clearing the road of Auchi Road as if that is the excuse to it. So, to me, the governor should open up and base up to the reality of God. Right. That what is on God now is not good. Okay. I'm very, very happy that my leader has for the first time told same part with me really on what concerns Edo. So my heart, I'm joyful. So
this your happiness. Anyway, I'll come back to you about here. I'll come back to you.
Because if he would have said, if it was a date, my leader would have said he's so passionate that it will be done. Now it has not been done. So I think it's a win-win situation for me.
All right. Now,
thank you so much.
Barrister Robinson,
yeah.
He said there's no fear factor, but there's political factor. Is someone playing politics with all this?
There's a popular saying that if you say your brother, even your bias will not trust you. I don't know what is fear. If thinking of missing political fortune is no fear. What is wrong just now with our Governor Obaseki is a sickness that may not be easily curable. Because I do not see any reason why he would think that for him to go to Senate, for example, he will need the blessings of the opposition party. Because at the center today is the APC. In Edo State, we have a PDP administration. Unless he wants us to believe that he is PDP in the day and APC at night. Otherwise, the chairman of the Southern Governors Forum is an APC top-notcher. He has signed. Will he not want to go to Senate? Will he not even want to be president of Nigeria? Is he not qualified? Is the same Akredo Olu saying? Would the governor now come out to say, or should we believe that his political aspiration is worth more than the lives of all the Edo people put together that are at stake and in danger today? I think we cannot polish it. He is afraid. If he is not afraid, let him act. Again, he is showing shamelessness. If he has shame, let him carry on a decision that he was party to. Let him bring it to pass. He is losing touch with reality. Otherwise, he would have known that the people of Edo State anxiously want that bill passed in Edo State. So if you ask me, there can be no reason why just now the bill on banning of open grazing has not been passed in Edo State. Governor Obaseki must not. He just said that I always take the other side with him on this studio. But that may not be altogether correct. I think the only way I have disappointed you and Obaseki takes the blame is when I told you here that before a given date, commissioners will be appointed. To show that to see that we have not appointed commissioner, we have a government of a state run by just 3 persons. It's shameful. How many House of Assembly members do we have? Yes, in law, those who refuse to come for inauguration have lost out. Why would we not have put machinery in motion to conduct elections for replacement of those individuals? Why is the governor so complacent? Why is he so happy that if he needs to lobby like I know they do, he will just be 10 people in the house? Why is he satisfied being with the deputy governor and the secretary to the state government, where he knows that people, I am not a politician, I wouldn't aspire to be. He knows and everybody knows that people who worked for him spend their money believing that after he emerges as governor, there will be other commissioners or board members or the others are just there while he's picking his salary at least. What kind of administration are we seeing here? And why are Edo people quiet? In my opinion, Governor Baseki must know that the Edo people are beginning to be on the edge, are beginning to be angry over his lackadaisical attitude towards corporate governance.
No, well, you just cannot say that, because to some persons it's doing wonderfully well, because right now this is like a direct hit, which we may not be able to ascertain.
I have not said he's not doing well, but I'm saying that it is a misnomer to run a state with just your deputy and secretary to state government. The position of, like he said just now, if we had a commissioner who should at least remind him, oh, Your Excellency, the bill on open grazing has not been done, perhaps he would have been reminded. If you had, like he said too, put this discuss program 2-3 weeks ago, perhaps he would have been reminded. But I'm saying that even if he works day and night and passes the bill tomorrow, he has supported those states people. And I'm also saying that the fact that commissioners are not appointed has made me vouch for him that he would appoint is a personal disappointment to me. And those do not give for corporate governance. That is not what the people want. We want inclusive governance. We want people to have say in this administration.
All right.
We are not in a dictatorial era. Okay. He cannot be a sole administrator in the state. And he cannot now negate a decision that he was part of by not passing the open grazing, anti-open grazing bill
into law. Okay, fine. Now, you keep talking about commissioners. What has it gotten to do with what is on the ground right now? It's just a sign. After all, to be easier for the law or for the bill to be, signed into law. They're not up to 20 in the House. So what has commissioners got to do with this?
People would have been reminded.
Yeah, I think we better change the topic because I'm smiling all through. I never knew my leader can be this
angry with
you. Yeah.
No,
so yes,
but still, despite your anger,
the truth is that
your emotions.
We both discussed about the commissionership issue, if you remember, a few months ago, and I told you that it's going to be neatly abandoned here. As a politician, I already knew, but he was looking at it from the legal angle, but I was looking at it from the political angle, and I was still telling you again that likely you might not get it this year. The reason why I might not get it this year is that the House of Assembly might go on a break soon for a Christmas break, likely next month. So if it does not happen next month, that's the end of Captain Margaret.
So what has it got to do with this ban on open grazing?
No. The reason why we must not also shy away from it is that sometimes you hear after they will say the ESCO meeting, a commissioner will brief. Few days ago, you heard that happened in Aso where somebody briefed that 2 ministers has been dropped. Then later they heard one was in the hospital, but that is by the wayside. Also, so millions or billions was approved for so. Somebody giving digestion. Buhari does not speak. Osinbajo just sometimes speak. Sometimes the man that said he thought Dr. Strike was April Fool speaks. They are getting it now. On the way forward for people to hear, you now hear, okay, they are continuing the way that one stopped at so. They are continuing this, you now hear it. We've not heard that in governance in Edo for neatly close to a year now.
You're talking about the meetings.
No.
Council meetings.
Governance. No, it's not, that's governance.
I'm going to report governance is still going on.
No,
projects are being executed.
Where?
And I don't really see a relationship between the commissioners being nominated or being appointed to this particular issue we're talking about. So I'm trying to get a straight line to this discussion.
What do you want to hear? Somebody has told you he's scared. Me, I said he's playing politics with it. A person said no, that he's scared. Or if not for shame. What do you now want to? I now told you that if there was a government in place, if you send me a message a day or two to this program, you give me a reminder to say don't forget. So if my body nature was seated at 6 p.m. yesterday anywhere, I already put my mind towards coming to ITV first in the morning, wherever I am. But if there was no reminder, I might wake up this morning to say, it's like somebody told me about ITV, and the next thing is off it. So no man is an island. We that is talking about this, you would have also invited the commissioner here, or unnecessary here, to speak on this issue, directly speaking to the government. We that are speaking now, speaking on what we feel on the streets, the pulse of Edo. That is what we are trying to speak now. Already married a Wagwana, my brother. We must be factual to ourselves. What he would have done to also make people like our leader to be happy, a power BC, was if he had signed this thing before now, a power would have been rolling his share now to say, did I tell you we sign it? But my power is as not happy. He just told you that he missed a personal experience. So if this thing was on ground, there would have been at least those people, they might not know how to read, but they will understand that this person don't sign too. So let's also checkmate our doings, or our wrongdoings here. I'm also aware that you saw it on news and social media that cows were already at Uromi Secondary School. Hope you am I the one that reported that? Do I live in Uromi? People were watching. But if the law was in place, already you know you've gone against the law. Think of it if the children were in school. What will happen? I'm also aware you saw one, it didn't happen in Edo, somewhere around the west, where cows came to pursue those during NYC. It happened. You also saw how people missed accidents in Abuja onto the same issue too. So are we just going to fold our hands and say, let cow be treated as humans? Are we supposed to be happy with that? So in the same society, there is a placement for these things. A part of it was coming from his farm.
All right.
So if a part has cows, it will be in his farm. If you don't want to train cow, place a farm, buy your land, fence it, and put it there. Not leaving your place and coming to use your cow to eat my gari that I took money from Lapo to plant. Who will not help me pay my loan back? Your cow will just do it and go. Nobody will ask. When I try to revolt, shoot or stab, and nobody, no government to ask. And you tell me things are going the same way. You are asking me about commissioners?
All right.
I don't think that when you just see the truth, this is open now. What do you want me to tell you again on this issue? This is total failure. You don't joke with security. Read what the governor or the president is responsible to do. The security is paramount. A person should be able to read that.
Of lives and property.
Security of lives and property. So the person that destroys my Gary farm, who am I going to call on that person? That's my property. So no government to cry to. The person that not kill someone, who are they going to complain to? That's a life too. So as the government of the day not failed on that, not be able to secure lives and properties.
All right, now you just hold on, because people may have divergent views and opinions on this, saying that the governor is doing his best also to secure lives and properties in the state after investigation right now is ongoing.
As we speak, my brother,
out those people that are involved in the killing of our beloved brother Showore. Anyway, you just hold on. We'll go on a break. When we return, we'll continue this discussion. Don't forget also, on today's edition of TMI is all about the findings of the probe committee in the local government, talking about the money involved 2020. Some amounts will just wow you. You need to hear the figures. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Well, it's a live studio. It's all about what's happening in those that affects you and I. Yeah, the ban on open grazing Edo State stand. We've been talking about it, and to now add assault to injury, so to speak. Brother Showore Olajide was murdered by bandits, yeah, in Edo State. that was saying so many things in regards to this. Hadn't been that the bill was signed into law, maybe this might have been averted. Others are saying, no, you just cannot, you know, question God. It could just be destiny, okay? It has nothing to do with the signing or not signing off the ban on open grazing. Well, joining us right now in the studio, he is a youth mobilizer, a youth leader, an entrepreneur, and of course a politician, a human rights activist. Join me to welcome Architect Theodos Irabo. Welcome to TMI Sunday's edition.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate your coming.
Good morning to the
But you came somewhat late. I wonder why that is. We're talking about the ban on open grazing, and Barrister Robinson Imade and Obarai have been sharing their views and opinions on this particular issue. They have been showing some disaffection in the delay in the signing of this bill into law. Sorry, I have to put you on the hot seat. Theodos, how do you feel about this?
Personally, I think we've overflogged this issue about the issue of open grazing and ranching. At this point, I saw on the media where Mitiala was mocking the southern government, that they knew there was nothing they can do in unity. And it was so painful that at least we had over 3 months to make do of our threats about this open grazing. From what we heard from the governor of Benue, they've also sat down, the committee that the presidency set up, that there is no room for open grazing, that everybody should go into ranching. Since the southern governor have all come out to say 1st of September we are going to sign this law, I'm surprised that at the end of all these things that we've been waiting for, it's still the same thing. But be that as it may, I believe they might be working. Let's call it a working process. Let's see what will happen between the 1st and 2nd week of this month. So see if they will sign into, because insecurity is actually on the rise. Traveling from Edo to other part of, going to Isha, Edo, you have to pray while you're on your way. So I think we have to do that, because that's the only way to sanitize the environment. Because every person that has been kidnapped, all you hear is, na Fulani men, they slapped me. My friend was kidnapped last month. When they released him after 2 weeks, you need to see this guy. Is a story that that you cannot even wish your enemy. He told me about the torture that he went through in the forest. How he was tied on his hand to his leg, the other hand to his hand, and he was hanged on the tree throughout the whole night. Not the slap. That morning they will beat you, afternoon they will beat you, evening they will beat you. So that you can, whenever they call their family, you will not be telling them, go and get money from anywhere. This is what we usually hear from the Northeast. Gradually it has spread across the whole country, and the only way we can stop this menace is to ensure there is no open grazing. That anytime you see any man with cattle on the bush, there is no justification. You can't tell you, oh, I'm feeding my cattle, because it has been abolished. So with that, we can know the farmers from the herders and from the hunters. That whenever you're in the forest, you know what you can do to any person you meet at the forest. That is my take on it.
All right, but so do not ascribe kidnapping, banditry, or heads activities to a particular tribe. We have a reason.
No, it's not. See, this is where we miss it in this country.
Okay,
I just told you my friend.
Testimony.
My friend was kidnapped, and he told me the people that kidnapped him. Okay. Why are we sugarcoating things?
All right. All right. Well, I haven't said that. From what Theodos said, he believes that they are really working on it. He's really not in support of the insecurity. Of course, he's not in support of the delay in the signing of the ban on open grazing. But he knows that the beloved governor is listening, and he believes that they are working towards signing it to make it a law in Edo State. How big? Do you think that if it's done today, at least it'd be a plus? After all, delay, they say, is not denial. Barrister Robinson.
Well, delay is not denial. Yesterday or the day before, somebody was killed. This week, I almost ran into a head of cattle. Yesterday, only a Fulani man, I'm not saying a header, attended the meeting. And the last part I forgot to say was that when the people complained that the cattle vandalized their crops in the bush and the other, he said they should guard their farms. And that was to provoke anger. People now say, should we be sleeping in our farm? Would we be there 24 hours? that impunity, that sarcastic outburst almost caused chaos yesterday. That was a Fulani man.
Are you sure
if you want, he's a Fulani man. If you want me to mention his name here, I'll mention.
All right. Let's leave that out.
Coming back to Governor Obaseki's refusal, I'm saying refusal, to adhere to a decision collectively taken by the Southern governors. If he does it tomorrow, good for him, but nobody's going to applaud him. In my opinion, it is a total failure on his part and a capital shame on the Edo people that we are unable to implement a decision we were party to. A decision that will benefit the collectivity of Edo people, a decision that will benefit, that will safeguard the lives and properties of the people, a decision that will enhance food security in the state. If he does it tomorrow, if he does it today, Sunday, I would not applaud him, and majority of the people will not applaud him. He knows what happened to his predecessor. I hope he's not cutting or carving passage towards the same line. Edo people are not a people that can be taken for a ride. Not signing the anti-grazing bill into law in Edo State is this government taking Edo people for a ride. And the people that I know, my people, will not forgive a man or anybody who takes them for a ride.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Robinson Imade. Thank you so much, Obario Sanho, and of course, Theodore Zerab. I know you guys have so much to say about this, but we were pressed for time. I have to go to the other topics slated for this discussion on today's edition of This Morning on ITV. But their views and opinion on this particular topic, this particular issue, is entirely theirs. It has nothing to do with ITV. But an agreement was reached. Don't forget the Asaba Accord. And the deadline was given. Others, they've done the needful according to the agreement reached. What is stopping Edo State from putting pen to paper to really, settle all these doubts once and for all? We love our governor, and I believe that he's going to do the right thing. He's been saying, he's been listening, he's been hearing, to now make things worse. We lost someone dear to us. People are like saying, okay, maybe it was not that guy that was killed. What about others have been kidnapped and killed? It's getting too much. It's getting too much according to reports out there on the lips of so many Edo State citizens, even Nigerians that are passing through Edo State. According to reports, their heart is always on their mouth, saying prayers here and there while they are traveling. I don't think it's high time the bill is signed into law to at least give Edo citizens that peace of mind. Security, they say, is paramount. All right. Having said that, another team was set up to go find out how the local government fared. That was before they handed over to the HOS because of the, elapse of their tenure, so to speak. Some said this, it's a worse political witch hunt. Others said he's going to punish those persons that didn't favor him, that didn't support him during his re-election campaign. Some are saying it's the right thing to do. But lo and behold, when the report came out, all the 18 local government were indicted. Let's take it up from the angle of saying it's a witch hunt. Don't you think that this, one way or another, exonerated the governor from that accusation of saying that he wants to witch hunt some person before we start going into the amount in each local government? Obari, let's start from you.
I don't see witch hunt in that. The truth must be told that when I also saw it, I was amazed.
Because at first, when it came out that it would be probing, all the people said this is witch hunting.
I was amazed because some of my friends that were local government chairmen that told me there was no money, I forwarded the slip to them to see. That if there was no money, how come some local government was indebted up over $1 billion? How come some 300 million, some 200 million? So, to me, it's a shameful thing. But the governor too should do something that we put his name in the sense of